Independent living. Article 19 of UNCRPD recognizes the equal right of all persons with disabilities to live in the community with choices equal to others. It highlights that there is no obligation to live in a particular living arrangement. Rather, people with disabilities have the right to decide their choice of living. The approaches so far have been towards creating institutions with built in support systems which restrict the participation and choice of the individuals. Vidya Sagar's evolving project Bliss, Begin to Live Interdependently with Support Systems, is a person centric approach that aims towards addressing the barriers in independent living in the community for adults with disabilities. Looking through the lens of interdependence, which points to the way of life, the 9 pillars of bliss envisions the development of community based support systems. The project will present a comprehensive guide right from the assessment of the needs of the support seeker. Conduct accessibility audits of homes and workplaces. Independent and supported travel for persons with disabilities. Create a pool of caregivers. Enable appropriate maintenance therapy for long-time wheelchair users. Develop and maintain assistive devices. Create group homes where individuals with disabilities can get trained to live independently. Provide legal aid services. Human resources. Evolving self-sustaining groups, and recreational activities. Accessible homes. Independent living begins with an accommodating and accessible environment specific to the user which supports enhanced living and aging in place. Optimizing home environments relative to an individual's abilities will promote full participation in daily life activities. TARA, Team for Accessibility and Reasonable Accommodation, is one of the pillars of bliss which works in making personal spaces accessible for people with disabilities. Here are a few modifications in home accessibility.
I used to find getting out of the house and coming in very difficult before I set up the ramp with the help of Vidya Sagar. But after setting it up, my life has become very easy and I enjoy it even more.
Accessible kitchen. Here is the image of a kitchen of a stakeholder based in Virupuram. She is a polio survivor who uses crutches for her mobility. The counter, sink and storage was inaccessible for her. Hence, the kitchen counter was lowered, which was suitable to be used even if she opts to use a wheelchair inside her home. The extended counter space allows more work area and easy access to storage. Up next is a community kitchen cum dining space of a group home which caters to around 20 residents, which includes people with disabilities and non-disabled. The space earlier was inaccessible for wheelchair users. Hence, it was modified with accessible features. Accessible pantry was designed with an L-shaped counter and sink with lever faucet fixed at the front side of the deck. Adapted kitchen aids. Fixing of electrical points on the counter to be reachable for wheelchair users. Pull-out storage racks for easy access. Cabinet with pull-out tray and organizers for pots and pans. These organizers enable easy keeping and retrieving of vessels. Clip-on shelves with provisions for hanging enables easy reach. height adjustable 3-tier storage rack. Where universal design does not meet the needs of a specific user, personalized solutions like the customized movable L kitchen counter will help. To self-serve meals, a low table with adapted accessories. An open cabinet with plate and bowl rack placed next to the sink. In absence of a shallow sink, a rollable mat helps to hold the plate while being washed. Kitchen counters with no slabs or storage underneath ensures wheelchair accessibility. This can be applied to work area, cooking area and wash area. The video here shows an overview of some of other accessible and adapted kitchen aids like spoon cleaning brush, adapted dishwasher with liquid dispenser, adapted long handle utensil cleaners, vegetable washers and tilted bowl, adapted scissors, adapted vegetable cutting board with finger guard for protection of fingers while chopping, green sorter adapted using sieve. The greens can be inserted from top and pulled from below. Pull string chopper. The chopper comes with a container with rotating blades which operates when the string attached to the lid is pulled. Adapted vegetable cutting board with adapted knife. The wooden cutting board is designed with nails to hold the vegetable while chopping. Additional gripping material is added to the knife for better hold. Double blade herb chopper. This two-hand operable rocking action chopper helps in effortless cutting with minimum pressure. Push button chopper. The chopper comes with a container on the bottom half which needs to be opened to place the vegetable inside. Push button on the top. When pulled and pressed, the chopping action happens within the container which ensures safety from the blades. Bottle opener. This wooden bottle opener with different sized holes will support in opening containers using one hand. 4-in-1 opening tool. This is another assistive aid that supports in opening jars using one hand. Its flexible rubber handle is designed to open lids of 4 different sizes. Magnetic rack. This can be easily fixed on any surface and helps in organizing knives. Customized kitchen counter. Here, the video shows a personalized lowered kitchen counter for a wheelchair user. The counter height is suitable for the user to slide under the counter in her wheelchair and work on the counter surface. 2 pull-out racks on either side has been designed for better access to kitchen accessories. The one on the left is a hanging pan organizer pull-out and the one on the right is a pull-out grid with hooks to hang accessories. Pull-out rack under the sink. Cabinets under sink hinder access to wash area. Here, a pull-out rack fixed under the sink is enabling access and better reach to washing accessories. Bin attached to cabinet door. Cabinet with doors can be reused for enhancing access. Here, a dustbin holder is attached to the inner face of the cabinet door next to the sink. Accessible dining. Here are some adapted tableware for increased dining independence. Adapted plates with raised rim support easy scooping. Adapted cutlery. As per a person's need and hand function, spoons can be adapted. Plate guard. This can be fit to regular plates which doesn't have a rim. Here, a person on a wheelchair is having meals through support of an adapted spoon and a raised rim plate. Cup holder and cup with built-in straw. This clip model holder can be attached to any table surface to hold cup or glass. Showing some of the adaptations for wardrobe and assistive aids in bedroom. Here, a wheelchair user is accessing a closet designed with accessible features. It has a sliding door. A pull-out clothes hanger is fixed with sufficient knee clearance for the user. The pull-out has 4 rods to hang clothes which she is able to reach easily. Pull down clothes hanger. When it comes to clothes storage, the hanger rod is normally fixed at the upper level inside the closet, which wheelchair users find it difficult to reach. In such cases, an assistive aid like the pull-down clothes hanger, which can be lowered and raised, will be helpful. This can be adjusted and fixed to any closet size. Multi-layer hanger. Each hanger comes with 5 layers that allows one to hang multiple clothes at the same time. This organizer also helps to save space. Pull-out one-fold tray. A pull-out tray in the closet becomes a convenient feature as it will be helpful for various purposes. Here, a pull-out one-fold tray is giving an added space and the wheelchair user is using it to fold clothes. Cloths folder. To support in folding clothes to a uniform size, a plastic folding board as shown is used. This can also be made using cardboard. First, the shirt is placed centered on the board. 2 side panels are folded over and back one after the other. Finally, the bottom centered panel is folded up and back. Reacher. Sitting in a wheelchair, picking up items from the floor becomes easy by means of the reacher. When clothes are stacked one over the other, organizer trays as shown in the video will help in picking one without messing up the other. Showing the other half of the cupboard. The racks are designed at a reachable height. In absence of a dressing table, a simple adaptation of fixing a mirror on the wall at a suitable height next to the cupboard will be helpful. To store and organize small items, multi-purpose organizer boxes with partitions like the one shown here will support. These are stackable and can be placed inside any drawer or rack. Another modification to enhance access and save space is a vertical hanging pull-out rack. Hooks are fixed on the pull-out and it has been used to hang watches and accessories. Socks pulling aid. This is an assistive aid to support in wearing socks without bending. To use, simply slip the socks over the plastic, leave it down, Slide your foot in and using the cords pull up. Shoehorn, a long handled tool that flares into a longer spoon which is meant to be held against the inside back of a shoe so that a person can slide the heel easily. Standing broom, the broom and the dustpan are provided with long handles to sweep without bending. Showing some accessible features in a washroom. The video here shows a person on a wheelchair entering an accessible bathroom with a sliding door and no threshold at the entrance. Switches are fixed at an accessible height next to the door. The washroom has sufficient turning space and the person is able to access the wash basin which is fixed with sufficient knee clearance. A pull-down 2-tier rack is fixed in the cabinet next to the wash basin at accessible height. The person is now accessing the western commode which is provided with foldable grab bars on either side which are fixed on the wall. Using the support of these grab bars, the person is transferring from the wheelchair to the commode. Lead spray on a pole is reachable from the commode. An alternative to the grab bar is a safety frame which is foldable and portable. A push and pedal dustbin which can be opened using a push button on the lid is placed next to the commode. Moving on to the bathing area, the video shows a bathing chair and a long handled brush. Using a good grass bucket and an adapted mug, the person is demonstrating bathing. A table of the same height as the bathing chair is designed and placed next to it. The person removes one of the handles of the bathing chair and slides to that table. A portable suction grab bar fixed on the table is supporting him while he makes the transfer. A towel rack is fixed on the wall at a reachable height from the table. A mini portable washing machine is also demonstrated here which the person is able to reach easily. Now, showing a bathing area which is designed to be accessible in a wheelchair without transferring to any seating. The fittings and holders are mounted at accessible height for the user. A foot scrubber is an assistive aid to support cleaning feet without bending. Now showing a pull-down cloth ceiling stand for drying clothes. By means of a pulley system, each rod of the stand can be pulled down to a convenient height specific to the user. In the video, the wheelchair user is able to pull down the rod to his reachable height and dries the cloth. Access possibilities is applicable even to leisure activities like gardening. Showing some of gardening equipments adapted with loop handles for easy holding. Here is a garden with wheelchair accessible pathway and raised bed made using old drums. The pathway is connected to a ramp through which a wheelchair user is entering into the area. The plants placed along the pathway on either side acts as a guidance for cane users and also prevents wheelchair from tripping. Because of the raised bed, the person in the wheelchair is able to go near the plants and water them using the watering can. The video here shows the person in the wheelchair happily doing some gardening using the adapted rake. Like ADLs and leisure, work is an essential part of independent living. Workspace accessibility plays a major role for people with disabilities. Here are some of low to high-tech devices which enhance the accessibility for a person with low vision. The workspace is provided with tactile flooring. For a person with visual impairment, a signature guide is a simple device that helps the person to put his signature with minimum assistance. With advanced mobile apps and softwares, life has been made simpler and independent, which seemed impossible otherwise. A sonic labeler is a pen-type device that records audio messages to labels.
Attendance book.
A tactile watch is a watch with tactile markings on the dial which can be sensed by touch. A liquid level indicator is a device which, when placed on the rim of the glass, vibrates and generates sound when the liquid being poured reaches the top level. An environment which makes everyone feel included and facilities which ensure same experience for each and every individual is an ideal example of an accessible place. Certain assistive solutions with universal design features make independent travel possible for all, including persons with disabilities. Here, a screen reader feature in a mobile phone is enabling the person with low vision to book an auto on his own. Accessible transport facilities is essential for persons with disabilities to participate in the society on an equal basis with others. With lack of accessibility in transportation, many adults with disabilities get stuck at home. The video here shows Vidya Sagar's supported and accessible transport get going. The vehicle comes with a hydraulic lift which enables a wheelchair user to comfortably board without being physically transferred. The vehicle can accommodate 3 wheelchairs with 4 additional seats. However, with lesser wheelchairs, more seating can be added. Safety is ensured with robust restraints which holds the wheelchairs firmly while the vehicle is moving. With sensitized drivers, safe and comfortable travel is ensured. For all of us, there are areas in our daily living where we seek help or support from others around. Similarly, for people with disabilities, there are certain areas in their day-to-day activities where support will be required. Here, the role of a caregiver or a support worker comes in place. A caregiver is a professional who assists people with disability across their lifespan who may need support in becoming independent in all areas of life. The needs would vary from person to person. In this video here, a person with disability is supported by a caregiver in transferring from her wheelchair to the bed. A caregiver not just supports in ADLs but also in other life domains like travel, mobility, leisure, and even at workplace. When it comes to independent living, decision making is also an integral part for any person. After the family is no more, a support circle built around the individual can be quite helpful in making decisions in areas where the individual requires assistance. It can be from making simple day-to-day decisions to making decisions on financial matters. After meeting parent associations and lawyers, supported decision making was made possible by Vidya Sagar. This was through forming a legal trust during the lifetime of the parents or family of the person with disability to ensure the quality of life is not compromised after their demise. Through trust-enabled decisions with support systems, one of the pillars of bliss, here is a remarkable journey of forming a trust deed for an adult with high support needs. One single parent came forward taking proactive steps to secure the future of her daughter. It was the first trust of its kind. Padma is an adult with high support needs, and her mother, Mrs. Kanti, is a person with visual impairment. Padma is an alumni of Vidya Sagar, and hence Mrs. Kanti had great confidence in forming the trust in support with Vidya Sagar. From devising the trust to identifying the support circle, it had been a long journey. Senior advocate Roma Bhagat had been the consultant advocate throughout the process. The first step for the trust deed was identifying the support needed and the associated support circle for each life domain for Padma. Mrs. Kanti had made her trusted friends and well-wishers as the trustees for the trust deed. To ensure the trust deed continues to run smoothly, one of the trustees was given the responsibility to select trustees for Padma's trust in the future in consultation with other trustees. The Padma Trust hence got registered successfully. Here is Mrs. Kanti's view on the trust.
I feel a bit secure once the trust is formed, as Padma is falling sick quite often, and I too am getting slightly sick here now and then. I feel very, very secure as far as the trust is concerned.
Independent living for people with disabilities does not mean living on their own, but to have control on where to live and have the same range of choices as others in the community. We at Vidya Sagar view independent living through the lens of interdependence, that is, by means of support systems like assistive solutions and accessible environment.